The vast emptiness of space stretched endlessly in all directions. Stars twinkled like distant jewels, their light barely touching the cold, metallic surface of an alien ship as it glided silently through the cosmos. This was the pride of the Zorn Empire, a deep space exploration vessel named Starseeker. Captain Zix stood on the bridge, his 4 eyes scanning the various holographic displays surrounding him. His skin, a pale shade of blue, reflected the soft glow of the screens. The captain's antennae twitched with excitement as one of his crew members called out. "Captain, we're picking up an unusual signal," reported Technician Vex, her 6-fingered hands dancing over the control panel. Zix's interest peaked. "What kind of signal?" "Vex. It's unlike anything we've seen before, sir. It seems to be coming from an object floating in space, just beyond the asteroid belt of this system." The captain's mandibles clicked thoughtfully. "Let's investigate. Helmsman, set a course for the signal's origin." As the Starseeker approached the source of the mysterious signal, the crew's excitement grew. They had been exploring this uncharted sector of space for months, hoping to make a significant discovery. Perhaps this was their chance. The ship's powerful sensors focused on the object, and a 3-dimensional image appeared on the main view screen. Gasps of surprise echoed across the bridge. It's a ship," exclaimed Science Officer Kix, his green scales shimmering under the lights. "But it's unlike any design we've ever encountered." The alien vessel hung motionless in space. Its hull was dark and scarred, bearing the marks of countless impacts from space debris. It was roughly cylindrical in shape, with strange protrusions jutting out at various angles. The ship appeared to be ancient, its surface pitted and worn by the passage of time. Captain Zix leaned forward, his eyes narrowing as he studied the image. "Can we determine its origin?" Kix shook his head, baffled. "Negative, Captain. The design doesn't match any known spacefaring race in our database. It's completely alien to us." "How ironic," Zix muttered. "We, the aliens, have found something alien to us." He turned to his communications officer. "Zar, try hailing them on all frequencies." Officer Zar, her purple tentacles waving gently, attempted to establish contact. After several tense moments, she reported, "No response, Captain. The ship appears to be completely dormant." Zix considered their options. This could be the discovery of a lifetime. A ship from an unknown civilization. The scientific value alone was immeasurable. "Prepare a boarding party," he ordered. "We're going to investigate this relic up close." As the crew bustled with activity, preparing for the expedition, excited chatter filled the air. Theories about the ship's origin flew back and forth. Some speculated it might be from a long-extinct race, while others wondered if it could be from beyond their galaxy. The boarding party, led by Security Chief Crow, approached the mysterious vessel in a small shuttle. As they drew closer, the true scale of the alien ship became apparent. It was massive, dwarfing their own advanced exploration vessel. "By the stars," Crow whispered, her yellow eyes wide with awe. "This thing is enormous. What kind of beings could have built such a monstrosity?" They found an entry point, what appeared to be an airlock of some kind. After several attempts, they managed to interface their technology with the alien systems, forcing the airlock to cycle open. The team entered cautiously, their environmental suits protecting them from the stale, ancient air inside. Their helmet lights pierced the darkness, revealing corridors that seemed to stretch on forever. "This design is so inefficient," remarked Engineer Locks, his antenna twitching with disdain. "Look at all this wasted space. Whoever built this clearly had no concept of proper ship design." As they explored further, they found what appeared to be control rooms filled with primitive-looking consoles and screens. Everything was oversized, as if built for giants. "Can you believe this?" Locke scoffed, running a scanner over a dust-covered panel. "These systems are so archaic. I'm amazed this ship even made it into space, let alone survived out here for who knows how long." The team continued their exploration, their initial awe gradually giving way to amusement and even mockery. They laughed at the clunky design, the seemingly barbaric technology, and the sheer impracticality of it all. Little did they know, deep within the heart of the ship, something was stirring. A dormant system, triggered by their presence, began to wake. Lines of code that had lain dormant for centuries started to run. In a forgotten chamber, a screen flickered to life, displaying a simple message. Unidentify Caries NCDETCTED. Initiating defense protocols. The human warship was awaking, and the aliens' mockery was about to turn into terror. As the alien exploration team continued their investigation of the mysterious human ship, their initial mockery began to give way to a growing sense of curiosity. Despite their disdain for the seemingly primitive technology, they couldn't deny the strange allure of the vessel's design. Engineer Lox, who had been the most vocal in his criticism, found himself drawn to a large console in what appeared to be the ship's engine room. His six-fingered hands hovered over the dust-covered controls, itching to understand the unfamiliar systems. "I don't understand," he muttered, his antennae twitching in confusion. "These power readings don't make any sense. How could such an old ship generate this much energy?" Security Chief Crow, her yellow eyes scanning the dim corridors, called out, "Stay focused, Lox. We're here to gather information, not tinker with unknown technology." But Lox couldn't resist. With a quick glance to ensure Crow wasn't watching, he gently pressed what he assumed was an activation switch. To his surprise and horror, the entire console lit up, a low hum filling the air. Elsewhere on the ship, Science Officer Kix was examining what looked like a weapons system. His green scales shimmered in the glow of his scanner as he studied the strange configurations. "Fascinating," he whispered. "These weapons, they're unlike anything in our database. The destructive potential is astronomical." As the alien team delved deeper into the ship's mysteries, they began to realize that their initial assessment might have been hasty. This vessel, despite its age and apparent primitiveness, held secrets that both intrigued and terrified them. Back on the Starseeker, Captain Zix paced the bridge, his four eyes fixed on the main view screen displaying the human ship. Something about the vessel made him uneasy, a feeling he couldn't quite shake. "Czar," he called to his communications officer, "any luck decoding their language or systems?" The purple-tentacled alien shook her head. "Negative, Captain. Their language structure is completely alien to us. It's as if it was designed to be indecipherable." Zix's mandibles clicked in frustration. "Keep trying. I want to know everything about this ship before our team." Suddenly, alarms blared across the Starseeker's bridge. Red lights flashed as the ship's AI announced, "Warning, energy spike detected from the alien vessel." On the human ship, the exploration team froze as lights began to flicker on around them. The once silent corridors now hummed with awakening power. "What did you do?" Crow hissed at Lox, who stood wide-eyed in front of the now active console. I just touched it," Lox stammered. "I didn't think it would." His words were cut short as a booming voice echoed through the ship, speaking in a language none of them understood. The alien team huddled together, their earlier bravado replaced by growing fear. In the engine room, holographic displays sprang to life, showing diagrams and readouts that scrolled by too quickly for Lox to comprehend. The ship was running some kind of diagnostic, assessing its systems after centuries of dormancy. Kix, still in the weapons bay, watched in awe and terror as massive cannons began to shift and align, their barrels glowing with building energy. "We need to get out of here," he whispered into his communicator. Now, the team scrambled towards the airlock, their earlier curiosity forgotten in their desperation to escape. But as they reached the entrance, they found it sealed shut, the alien technology now refusing to respond to their commands. On the Starseeker, Captain Zix watched in horror as the human ship began to transform. Panels shifted, revealing hidden weapon ports. Massive engines flared to life, pushing aside centuries of collected space dust. By the cosmic winds, Zix breathed. It's a warship. The once dormant vessel now bristled with weaponry, its systems fully awakened and apparently hostile. The Starseeker, despite being the pride of the Zorn Empire, suddenly seemed small and vulnerable in comparison. "Captain," Zar called out, her voice trembling. "We're receiving a transmission from the ship. Audio only." Zix nodded, bracing himself. "Let's hear it." A deep, synthesized voice filled the bridge, speaking in perfect Zorn language. "Attention, alien vessel. You have activated a dormant Earth Defense Force warship. State your intentions immediately, or be prepared to face the consequences of your intrusion." The bridge fell silent, the enormity of their mistake sinking in. What they had dismissed as an ancient relic was, in fact, a sleeping giant of unimaginable power. And they had just woken it up. Captain Zix swallowed hard, realizing that the fate of his crew, his ship, and possibly his entire civilization now hung in the balance. The time for mockery was over. Now, they faced the challenge of their lives. How to make peace with a human warship they had foolishly underestimated. The tension on the bridge of the Starseeker was palpable. Captain Zix's 4 eyes darted between his crew members, their faces a mix of fear and anticipation. The human warship loomed before them, its weapons primed and ready. With a deep breath, Zix stepped forward. "This is Captain Zix of the Zorn Empire exploration vessel Starseeker. We apologize for our intrusion. Our intentions are peaceful. We are explorers, not warriors." There was a moment of agonizing silence before the human ship responded. "Zorn Empire, you have entered restricted Earth space. Your peaceful explorers have activated systems on a military vessel. Explain yourselves." Zix's antennae drooped. How could he explain their arrogance, their mocking of what they thought was an ancient relic? "It was a misunderstanding," he began. "We believed your ship to be abandoned, a relic of a long-lost civilization. We meant no disrespect or harm." Inside the human warship, the alien exploration team huddled near the sealed airlock, listening to the exchange via their communicators. Engineer Lox's hands shook as he fiddled with his scanner. "This is all my fault," he whispered. "If I hadn't touched that console." Security Chief Crow placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "We're all responsible. We let our arrogance cloud our judgment." Suddenly, the ship's internal speakers crackled to life. A synthesized voice, speaking in their language, addressed them directly. "Alien intruders, identify yourselves and state your purpose for boarding this vessel." The team exchanged nervous glances before Crow stepped forward. "I am Security Chief Crow of the Starseeker. We came aboard out of scientific curiosity. We believe this ship to be abandoned." There was a pause before the AI responded. "Your actions have been recorded and analyzed. While your intrusion is a serious offense, your behavior does not match that of hostile combatants. Prepare to be escorted to the main bridge for further questioning." A section of the wall slid open, revealing a corridor bathed in soft blue light. With no other choice, the alien team cautiously made their way forward, marveling at the ship's interior as it came to life around them. Back on the Starseeker, Captain Zix was engaged in tense negotiations with the human warship's eye. "Please," he pleaded, "allow our team to return. We will leave your space immediately and never return." "That is not possible at this time," the AI responded. "Your crew members have accessed sensitive areas of this vessel. They must be debriefed before any decision can be made regarding their release." Zix's mandibles clicked in frustration. "Then allow me to come aboard as well. I am responsible for my crew's actions." There was a long pause before the AI responded. "Request granted. Prepare for transport." Before Zix could react, he felt a strange tingling sensation. In a flash of light, he found himself standing on the bridge of the human warship, surrounded by holographic displays and unfamiliar technology. His exploration team was there as well, looking shaken but unharmed. A holographic figure materialized before them, a bipedal being with 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head with 2 eyes. The aliens stared in wonder at this representation of a human. "I am the AI overseer of this Earth Defense Force warship," the figure announced. "You may call me Commander. I have brought you here to understand your intentions and to decide on an appropriate response to your intrusion." Zix stepped forward, his earlier bravado replaced by humility. "Commander, we offer our sincerest apologies. We are explorers, seeking knowledge about the universe and its inhabitants. We had no idea we had stumbled upon a restricted area or a ship of such impressive capabilities." The holographic human's expression remained neutral. "Your ignorance does not excuse your actions. However, your honesty is noted. Tell me, Captain Zix, what do you know of humans?" Zix exchanged glances with his team before responding. "Nothing, Commander. We had no record of your species in our databases. We assumed this ship belonged to a long-extinct race." A hint of amusement crossed the eye's face. "Extinct? Hardly. Humanity has spread across the stars, Captain. This ship is but one of many, standing guard over the borders of Earth-controlled space." The aliens' eyes widened at this revelation. They had not just woken a single warship, they had potentially provoked an entire interstellar civilization. "We are at your mercy, Commander," Zix said, bowing his head. "What would you have us do?" The holographic human studied them for a moment before responding. "Your actions have presented us with a unique opportunity, Captain. It seems we have much to learn about each other. Perhaps this encounter, born of misunderstanding, could lead to something more productive." As the aliens pondered these words, a new chapter in interstellar relations was about to unfold, one that would change the course of both human and Zorn history forever. The tension on the bridge of the human warship was thick enough to cut with a knife. Captain Zix and his alien crew stood nervously before the holographic representation of the ship's eye commander. The vastness of space outside the viewports seemed to mirror the gulf of understanding between the two species. "A productive encounter, you say?" Zix ventured, his antennae twitching with a mix of hope and apprehension. "We would be most interested in learning about your civilization, Commander." The AI's holographic face remained impassive. "Before we proceed, there is a matter we must address. Your engineer activated systems without authorization. This breach cannot go unanswered." All eyes turned to Lox, who seemed to shrink under their gaze. The engineer stepped forward, his 6-fingered hands trembling slightly. I take full responsibility for my actions, Commander. My curiosity got the better of me. I am prepared to face any consequences." The AI studied Lox for a moment before responding. "Your honesty is commendable. However, actions have consequences. As penance, you will assist in repairing the systems you disturbed. This will also serve as an opportunity for you to learn about our technology." Lox's eyes widened with surprise and excitement. "I would be honored, Commander." The holographic human nodded, then turned its attention back to Captain Zix. "Now let us discuss the matter of cultural exchange. It is clear that both our civilizations have much to learn from each other." As if on cue, the ship's massive viewscreen lit up, displaying a dazzling array of images: sprawling cities on distant planets, massive space stations orbiting gas giants, and sleek starships traversing the cosmos. "This," the AI explained, "is but a small glimpse of human civilization. We have spread across multiple star systems, establishing colonies and forging alliances with other sentient species." The aliens watched in awe, their earlier mockery of human technology now seeming foolish and short-sighted. "It's incredible," breathed Science Officer Kix, his green scales shimmering with excitement. "But how have we never encountered your kind before?" The AI's expression softened slightly. "The galaxy is vast, Officer Kix. Humanity has chosen to expand cautiously, establishing buffer zones like the one you inadvertently entered. We prefer to observe and understand before making first contact." Captain Zix nodded thoughtfully. "A wise policy. We could learn much from such an approach." Indeed, The AI agreed. And now, we would like to learn about your civilization. Please, tell us about the Zorn Empire. For the next hour, the aliens shared stories of their own adventures and achievements. They spoke of their homeworld, a lush planet orbiting a binary star system. They described their society's emphasis on scientific discovery and peaceful exploration. As they talked, the atmosphere on the bridge gradually shifted from tense to almost cordial. The human AI asked thoughtful questions, showing a genuine interest in Zorn culture and technology. Meanwhile, Engineer Lox was hard at work in the engine room, guided by the ship's maintenance protocols. Despite the complexity of the human systems, he found himself slowly beginning to understand their elegant design. "This is amazing," he muttered to himself as he reconnected a power coupling. "Their technology isn't primitive at all. It's just different, elegant in its own way." Back on the bridge, Captain Zix was in the middle of explaining Zorn diplomatic protocols when a sudden alarm blared through the ship. The AI's holographic form flickered, its expression turning serious. "We have a situation," it announced. "Long-range sensors have detected an unknown fleet entering this sector. They do not match any known human or Zorn signatures." The view screen shifted to show a cluster of menacing-looking ships approaching at high speed. Their design was angular and predatory, bristling with what appeared to be weapons. "Are they your allies?" the AI asked, a note of urgency in its synthesized voice. Captain Zix shook his head, his 4 eyes wide with concern. "No, we've never seen ships like these before. They appear to be hostile." The AI nodded grimly. "Agreed. It seems our newfound alliance may be put to the test sooner than anticipated. Captain Zix, we request your assistance in dealing with this threat. Are you willing to stand with us?" Zix looked at his crew, seeing determination in their eyes. They had come here as ignorant explorers, mocking what they didn't understand. Now they had a chance to prove their worth as allies. With a firm nod, Zix turned back to the AI. "We stand ready to assist. Commander, what would you have us do?" As the unknown fleet drew closer, human and Zorn prepared to face the threat together, their earlier misunderstandings forgotten in the face of a common enemy. The true test of their newfound alliance was about to begin. The bridge of the human warship buzzed with activity as both human AI and Zorn aliens prepared for the approaching threat. The unknown fleet loomed larger on the view screen, their sinister shapes growing more defined with each passing moment. "Captain Zix," the AI commander's voice cut through the tension. "We need to coordinate our efforts. Your ship, the Starseeker, what are its combat capabilities?" Zix's mandibles clicked nervously. We're an exploration vessel, Commander. Our weapons are minimal, meant only for self-defense against space debris and minor threats." The AI's holographic form nodded, processing this information. "Understood. In that case, the Starseeker will need to take a supporting role. Can your sensors provide detailed scans of the enemy fleet?" "Absolutely," Kix chimed in, his green scales shimmering with determination. "Our long-range scanners are state-of-the-art. We can provide you with comprehensive data on their ship compositions and energy signatures." "Excellent," the AI responded. "Begin your scans immediately and transmit the data to us. We'll integrate it into our tactical systems." As Kix hurried to a nearby console to begin the scans, the AI turned its attention to the rest of the Zorn crew. "We need to prepare for all contingencies. Security Chief Crow, please assist our defense teams in fortifying key areas of the ship. Your experience could prove invaluable." Crow straightened, her yellow eyes glowing with purpose. "It would be my honor, Commander." Engineer Lox, the AI continued. "Your work in our engine room has given you insight into our systems. We need you to help optimize our power distribution for combat." Lox nodded eagerly, his earlier guilt replaced by a desire to prove himself. "I'm on it, Commander. I have some ideas that might boost your shield efficiency." As the Zorn crew scattered to their assigned tasks, Captain Zix remained on the bridge with the AI. The view screen showed the Starseeker moving into a supporting position behind the human warship. "I feel I should be on my own ship," Zix said, his antennae drooping slightly. The AI's holographic face softened. "I understand your concern, Captain, but your presence here is crucial. Your insights into Zorn tactics and your command experience could be the key to our survival." Zix nodded, straightening his posture. "You're right, of course. What's our strategy?" "We're still formulating it based on the incoming data," the AI replied. "But one thing is clear. We need to buy time. The longer we can hold them off, the more chance we have of understanding their weaknesses and formulating an effective counterattack." Suddenly, Kix's voice came over the comm system. "Commander, Captain, I'm picking up energy spikes from the lead ships of the enemy fleet. I think they're preparing to fire." The AI's expression turned grim. "Brace for impact. All hands. Battle stations." The human warship's shields flared to life just as the first barrage of enemy fire reached them. The ship shuddered under the impact, but held firm. "Shields holding at 92%, reported a synthesized voice from one of the ship's systems. "Return fire," the AI commanded. "Target their lead ship. Let's see how they like a taste of human weaponry." The warship's massive cannons roared to life, sending streaks of energy hurtling towards the enemy fleet. The lead ship's shields flickered under the assault, but remained intact. "Tough bastards," Zix muttered, watching the battle unfold. "Indeed," the AI agreed. "But we're tougher. Kix, what can you tell us about their shield technology?" Kix's voice came back, tinged with excitement despite the dire situation. "It's fascinating, Commander. Their shields operate on a rotating frequency. If we can predict the pattern, we might be able to modify our weapons to bypass them entirely." The AI's holographic form seemed to brighten. "Excellent work, Kix. Lox, can you use this information to recalibrate our weapon systems?" "Already on it," Lox's voice echoed from the engine room. "Give me 2 minutes." As the battle raged on, human and Zorn worked together seamlessly, their earlier mistrust forgotten in the heat of combat. The enemy fleet pressed their attack, but the combined ingenuity of the two species kept them at bay. Captain Zix watched in awe as the human warship danced through space, its movements graceful yet deadly. He realized that what they had mistaken for an ancient relic was in fact one of the most advanced weapons he had ever seen. "Commander," he said, turning to the AI, "I believe I speak for all of us when I say, we're honored to fight alongside you." The AI's holographic face showed a hint of a smile. "The honor is mutual, Captain. Now let's show these invaders what happens when they pick a fight with the combined might of humanity and the Zorn Empire." As Lox's modifications came online and the warship's weapons found their mark, the tide of battle began to turn. The unknown enemy, faced with unexpected resistance, began to falter. The next phase of the battle was about to begin, and with it, the true test of this newfound alliance between human and Zorn. The battle raged on in the vastness of space, a deadly dance of energy beams and explosions. The human warship, once mocked as an ancient relic by the Zorn, now proved its worth as a formidable fighting machine. Alongside it, the Starseeker provided crucial support, its advanced sensors guiding the warship's attacks with pinpoint accuracy. On the bridge, Captain Zix and the AI commander worked in perfect harmony, their earlier misunderstandings forgotten in the heat of combat. Zix's tactical knowledge, combined with the AI's lightning-fast processing, created a synergy that kept them one step ahead of the enemy. "Their formation is changing," Zix observed, his 4 eyes fixed on the tactical display. "They're trying to flank us." The AI nodded. "Agreed. Helm, execute maneuver Delta 7. Captain, please inform the Starseeker to adjust their position accordingly." As the ships moved into their new positions, Engineer Lox's voice crackled over the comm. "Commander, Captain, I've made some additional modifications to our shield harmonics. We should be able to withstand their attacks even better now." "Excellent work, Lox," the AI responded. Your understanding of our systems is impressive. Lox's voice betrayed a mix of pride and embarrassment. Thank you, Commander. I was wrong to mock your technology earlier. It's truly remarkable. Before the AI could respond, alarms blared across the bridge. Science Officer Kix's panicked voice came through the speakers. Multiple energy spikes detected. They're launching some kind of new weapon. The view screen showed several small, glowing orbs emerging from the enemy ships, hurtling towards the human warship and the Starseeker at incredible speed. Evasive maneuvers. Zix and the AI shouted simultaneously. The human warship banked hard, its advanced propulsion systems pushing it to the limit. The Starseeker, less agile but equally determined, also began to move. But the glowing orbs were too fast, too numerous. Brace for impact, the AI warned. The orbs struck both ships, but instead of exploding, they seemed to phase through the shields, attaching themselves to the hulls. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, chaos erupted. The lights on the bridge flickered and died. Consoles sparked and went dark. The low hum of the ship's engines fell silent. Status report, the AI demanded, its holographic form flickering unstably. All systems are offline, came a weak response from one of the ship's auxiliary processors. The orbs, they're some kind of energy-draining devices. We're losing power fast. On the Starseeker, the situation was equally dire. The once proud exploration vessel now drifted helplessly in space, all its advanced technology rendered useless. In the darkness of the human warship's bridge, Captain Zix felt a wave of despair wash over him. Had their newfound alliance been for nothing? Were they doomed to be destroyed or captured by this unknown enemy? But then, something unexpected happened. The AI's holographic form stabilized, glowing brighter than before. Its voice, when it spoke, was filled with determination. Initiating emergency protocols, it announced. Activating backup power source. Deep within the ship, in a chamber that even Lox hadn't discovered during his explorations, something ancient stirred to life. A soft blue glow began to spread through the ship's corridors, slowly but surely restoring power to critical systems. What's happening? Zix asked, his antennae twitching in confusion and hope. The AI's holographic face showed a small smile. Captain, remember how you thought this ship was an ancient relic? Well, in a way, you were right. This vessel carries within it a power source developed by humanity's earliest interstellar explorers. It's old, yes, but incredibly potent, and completely alien to our current attackers. As the blue energy coursed through the ship, the draining orbs began to overload, detaching from the hull and exploding harmlessly in space. Systems came back online one by one, stronger than before. Lox, the AI called out, can you use this energy signature to create a feedback pulse? If we can transmit it to the Starseeker. On it, Commander. Lox's excited voice replied. This is incredible. With this energy, I think we can not only restore our ships, but also create a weapon against the enemy. As hope blossomed anew on both ships, the enemy fleet paused in their approach, seemingly confused by their target's unexpected recovery. Captain Zix stood tall, his earlier mockery of the ancient relic now a distant memory. He turned to the AI, determination burning in all four of his eyes. Well, Commander, he said, shall we show these invaders what a real ancient power can do? The AI nodded, its holographic form now pulsing with the same blue energy that was revitalizing the ship. Indeed, Captain. Let's make history, human and Zorn, together. As both ships hummed back to life, powered by an energy their attackers couldn't comprehend, the final battle was about to begin. The true power of cooperation between species was about to be demonstrated in a way the galaxy had never seen before. The void of space lit up with an otherworldly blue glow as the human warship and the Zorn vessel Starseeker pulsed with ancient energy. The enemy fleet, which had been closing in for the kill, now hung back uncertainly, their weapons trained on the revitalized ships, but holding fire. On the bridge of the human warship, Captain Zix and the AI commander worked feverishly to coordinate their counterattack. The blue energy coursed through the ship's systems, enhancing every aspect of its performance. "Locks, status report," the AI called out. The engineer's voice came back, filled with excitement. "Commander, this is incredible. The ancient power source is interfacing with our systems in ways I never thought possible. We're not just back online, we're operating at 200% efficiency." Zix's antennae twitched with anticipation. "What about the Starseeker?" "We've successfully transmitted the energy signature," Kix chimed in. "Our ship is fully operational and showing similar enhancements. We're ready for your orders, Captain." The AI's holographic form turned to Zix. "Captain, given your experience with the Starseeker, I believe you should coordinate our joint attack. What do you suggest?" Zix felt a surge of pride at the AI's trust. He studied the tactical display, his 4 eyes taking in every detail. "We need to hit them hard and fast," he said. "The Starseeker can use its enhanced sensors to pinpoint weak spots in their ships. We'll target those with precision strikes from the warship." "An excellent strategy," the AI agreed. "Implementing now." The 2 ships moved in perfect synchronization, the Starseeker's sensor beams prodding the enemy fleet while the human warship's weapons charged with brilliant blue energy. "Fire at will," Zix and the AI commanded in unison. Lances of blue energy erupted from the human warship, each shot guided by the Starseeker's pinpoint targeting data. The enemy ships, caught off guard by the sudden reversal, took heavy damage. Their shields, once seemingly impenetrable, crumbled under the onslaught of the ancient human technology. But the unknown enemy wasn't going down without a fight. They regrouped quickly, launching a barrage of their own exotic weapons. "Evasive maneuvers," Zix called out, his past experience as a captain coming to the fore. Both ships danced through space, avoiding the majority of the enemy fire. What shots did connect seemed to dissipate harmlessly against their blue energy-enhanced shields. The battle raged on, a dazzling display of advanced technology and tactical prowess. The human AI's lightning-fast calculations combined with Zix's intuitive strategy, creating a formidable fighting force. Slowly but surely, the tide of battle turned. Enemy ships began to fall, their hulls breached by the powerful blue energy weapons. "We're winning," Locke shouted over the comm, his earlier guilt now completely forgotten in the thrill of victory. But just as victory seemed within reach, the largest of the enemy ships began to power up what looked like a massive cannon. "They're desperate," the AI observed. "That weapon could destroy both our ships if it hits." Zix's mind raced. "We need to take it out before it can fire. But how?" Suddenly, Kix's voice cut in. "Captain, Commander, I've analyzed their weapon. It's powerful, but it's also unstable. A precise hit could cause it to backfire." The AI's holographic form nodded. "We'll only get one shot at this. Captain Zix, I believe you should take it. Your experience with the Starseeker's weapons coupled with our enhanced systems gives us the best chance." Zix felt the weight of responsibility settle on him. He took a deep breath, focusing all 4 of his eyes on the tactical display. Time seemed to slow as he calculated the shot, factoring in the enemy ship's movement, the energy weapon's trajectory, and 1,000 other variables. "Firing," he said calmly, and pressed the trigger. A bolt of pure blue energy lanced out from the human warship, streaking across space towards the enemy vessel. For a heart-stopping moment, it looked like it might miss. Then, at the last second, it struck home. The effect was immediate and catastrophic. The enemy ship's weapon overloaded, the feedback causing a chain reaction that tore the vessel apart. The destruction of their flagship seemed to break the enemy's will to fight. The remaining ships began to retreat, jumping to faster-than-light speeds and vanishing from sensors. Cheers erupted across both the human warship and the Starseeker. The AI's holographic face showed a rare, broad smile. "Excellent shot, Captain Zix. It seems our alliance has proven most fortuitous." Zix nodded, feeling a mix of relief, pride, and humility. Indeed, Commander. We came here as ignorant explorers, mocking what we didn't understand. We leave as allies, having learned a valuable lesson about judgment and cooperation. As the two ships hung in space, their blue energy slowly fading back to normal levels, the AI spoke again. Captain, I believe this encounter marks the beginning of a new era for both our species. There is much we can learn from each other. Zix looked out at the stars, seeing them with new eyes. I couldn't agree more, Commander. The galaxy is vast and full of wonders and dangers. But together, I believe humans and Zorn can face whatever comes our way. As the Starseeker and the human warship set a course back to known space, they carried with them not just the memory of a great victory, but the promise of a powerful new alliance. The day the Zorn mocked an ancient relic had become the day that changed the course of galactic history forever.